my name is Bree. I'm here because I'm a contributor for Over the Brain Low. I'm really excited to, get some facts straight and share my story with you guys, because by watching someone else's story not so long ago, it kind of changed my life, and I was able to come in with a diagnosis and then have my extremely expensive, super smart doctor tell me, holy shit, yeah, you do have this. Anyways, so my name is Bree. I'm 29 years old. I grew up in Orange County, California, specifically Dana Point, bordering Laguna Beach. So in your mind, you're probably thinking, oh wow, amazing, great. My mom and dad had me in high school. Specifically, I was made at a party in a high school bathroom. Fast forward to my mom having me. I was going to be adopted. Last minute, they decided to keep me. My mom continued to use drugs and became a meth addict. She's been a meth addict my whole life. My dad just wasn't in my life in my early years, but we have a pretty cool relationship now. Anyways, I have my grandparents. They're the most amazing, beautiful people in the world. I'm so, so grateful for them. They've always supported me no matter what, no matter how crazy it's been, no matter how low I felt. So, my grandparents raised me for a period of time, which was cool. Little did I know that I had a personality disorder brewing in my mind the entire time. A lot of the signs of my personality disorder were all over my childhood. When I was finally diagnosed, it was very clear to me and my loved ones, why I used to do certain things. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Ooh, it sounds scary, right? Well, it's not scary for other people, it's scary for us. Basically, borderline personality disorder is caused by PTSD, and there were a lot of horrific things that I saw in my childhood that I kind of just put in the back of my mind when I was in my mom's care, at least. And I even suffered a lot of traumatic events through high school when I moved in with my aunt, who was my mom's sister, as far as physical abuse and verbal abuse. But it was just a normal thing to me. I never thought that, oh my god, this is making me, mentally ill. I always felt different. I didn't know why. I've definitely exhibited the signs of being impulsive. I definitely exhibited the signs of being obsessed and splitting. I am a huge splitter. Splitting is when you idealize someone, you love them, you think they're the best, everything's going great, love that friend, will do anything for them, and then you might get a hint that they're gonna leave you, whether it's real or imagined abandonment, and you spiral out of control and you split, and that person becomes the worst, because they're gonna hurt you, they're gonna leave you, they're the devil, they're out to get you, you can't trust them anymore, and it's all black and white. There is no gray area with borderline. So it's really hard for the person with borderline to regulate those emotions because they don't have the ability to. Our neural pathways in our brains were so fucked up, became so fucked up and rigid that it's like this. It's like someone with regular neural pathways, their messages get sent from the back of the brain to the fourth, back of brain to the fourth, and it just gets done. when we try to think and stuff, our neural pathways are so fucked up from all the PTSD that we've experienced. There's so many things that we exhibit as far as, being a borderline. One of the main things is disassociation. Now, when I heard this word, I had no idea what it meant, and I was like, nah, I don't think I do that. That sounds weird. Then I learned about it. There are 3 different types of dissociation, and I fall into the category of all of them. Silly me. The first one I can think of is depersonalization, and that's when you kind of feel outside of your body. You don't feel in control of your actions or who you are or what you're doing. When I split and I go off on people, I am completely disassociated. It's like I'm watching myself have this meltdown, this freak out, and I can't stop myself. And it's so frustrating because it feels like you're in like a dreamlike state, and a lot of people probably don't even think this exists, but it's so fucking real. So depersonalization is one of the things, because when you snap back into your mind and your body, you have the worst guilt and shame for whatever it is you just did. You feel so guilty, you feel so embarrassed, you feel like everything is over. How could you do that? You're pushing away the person you don't want to leave you out of fear, and it's disgustingly unhealthy because we do it in a way where it's like so intense on our behalf, that it's hard for the other person to understand and forgive. So I definitely have burned some bridges like that, and I didn't even know I was doing it. The other one is dissociative amnesia. I was like, I don't have that. Amnesia, I have a great memory. Bitch. So, turns out I have a dissociative amnesia, and that's when you kind of have blackouts when you dissociate. It could be because of a traumatic event, and we dissociate because our brains are trying to protect us from the past trauma that it's already felt. So it's something unsubconscious that we do. We'll just do it, and we'll look like kind of zoned out and not in the moment or present. So, if I'm ever like, just kind of zoning out, I'm probably dissociating because I don't want to deal with whatever is coming up in the moment, and my brain is just automatically putting it up as a defense mechanism. So when you dissociate, you really don't know until you come back, I feel. For me personally, like when I snap back after a while, I'm like, I was disassociating that whole time. And it's scary because you can't always remember what the fuck you did. Like, if I impulsively send a text to someone and I'm angry, most of the time I don't remember. When I come back, I don't remember. I'll go back and look. I just don't remember writing it. That's when your depersonalization just goes into something else, and you just literally, your brain won't even let you remember it. So that's unfortunate, because a lot of people can say, oh, she's a liar, she's lying, she said this happened, blah, blah, blah. And to me, I'm being completely 100% honest. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And that person can be like, what the fuck? Like, you're lying, you're a liar. So that's happened a few times in my life, but I had no idea that I had BPD, borderline personality disorder. And I'm on the most extreme spectrum. I've yet to seek treatment, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, because this is such a recent thing, but it pretty much explains my entire life. And I have so much respect and appreciation for the people on YouTube who have speaked out, because without them, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on with me. And when I walk into my doctor's office, I'm able to clearly define and give them accurate information, because there are other people who have this that are coming together and making it, you know, what it is, which is common. You know, it's common. My PTSD is extreme. You know, depending on how many traumatic experiences you have, that also places you, that determines where you are on the spectrum. Like I said, I'm at the most extreme, so I have a lot of work to do on myself, and I know that, and I have so much guilt for the people that I've hurt along the way, because for the first 3 years of this, when I couldn't even get out of bed and was pretending to be totally fine to the outside world, I had no idea what was going on with me. I just let them plug me with every drug that they said. They just said, you won't get better unless you take this. So I did. I just took all these meds, and then I realized, I was like, I'm getting worse. This is terrible. So, you know, as far as anyone who feels like that, I can definitely relate to it, and sometimes being your own doctor is the best thing, because you know what works for your body. Of course, I'm not saying to change anything about your meds or, you know, your routine unless you speak to your doctor first. That is the utmost importance, but it's okay to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to be like, okay, I feel shitty on this because this, and this, you know, and that doctor better have an answer for you. And if they don't, then be like, why am I taking this? It's not helping me. Some things you have to give time, but ultimately, I think your body tells you what's going on pretty quickly. So, anyway, again, I have borderline personality disorder. There are 9 traits that come with this disorder, and you have to meet 5 to qualify for it. I met all 9. There's so many other videos, you know, that can describe it better than me about all the 9 traits, but I exhibit all 9 on an extreme scale. And it's just something that I'm trying to cope with. Like, at first I was really excited because I had like an answer to what the fuck was going on with me. I was like, oh my god, finally, I'm not crazy. There's something, like, I literally match up to every single thing. But then a few days went by and I was like, I kind of feel like this is a life sentence. Like, am I ever gonna be able to hold a relationship or like a friendship, because this is so much who I am. BDP is so much of my identity, and I didn't even know. And so I'm sitting here left with like, who the fuck am I? I feel empty. And this is what Over the Brain Low is about. It's a place to vent. Like, I'm just venting. I'm venting about all this shit that happens that is associated with mental illness. And, you know, now it's your turn. So you heard a little bit of my story. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And remember, this is a negative-free zone. So keep it nice. Otherwise, you will be blocked. Thank you so much for listening, and subscribe to Over the Brain Low. Bye.